Hi everybody, thanks for tuning back into the channel. Today we're going to be taking a massive look at two McFarlane Toys releases. First up, we're going to be taking a look at the 1989 Batman, and then we're going to see how he goes in this bad boy. If Saturday morning cartoons fueled your imagination as a kid and powers your action figure collecting now as an adult, then you're in the right place. Thanks for stopping by, and welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Collector. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing. Alright, starting off first with the Michael Keaton Batman in package. You can see the figure right there and a slightly posed. And then he comes with two fists, his grapple gun, and his batarang. These things are, I think, accurately sized for the film and for play. So I dig that. They don't feel oversized. I do wish they were, black instead of silver, but it's nothing a little paint can't fix. It says Flash right there on the front. Batman Multiverse, the Flash, and then instead of any kind of artwork of the figure or any of that or cross sell, we just get this shot of Batman, this illustration of Batman. I will tell you that after this review, I will be painting that belt gold. I don't care what it looks like in the movie. My 89 Batman needs a gold belt. So let's get this guy opened up and take a closer look at the figure itself. All right, here we have Batman opened up out of the package and all of his accessories and everything laid out. Of course, we have the card with the same art from the back. And if you want to pause it and read the card, you certainly can right there. Real name Bruce Wayne. Hey, spoiler alert if you didn't know that. Of course, he does come with the stand that we all know and love. And then he does come with a couple of extra accessories. He comes with two fists, which look really nice. I'm glad that they included that with this figure. He does come with his grapple gun, again, all in silver. And it's kind of soft, a little soft and rubbery. And then, of course, his batarang, again, all in silver. But that's nothing a little black paint won't take care of, since I got to bust the paint out anyway and fix this belt. But just taking a closer look here at Batman up and close, and it looks like mine's kind of got this dirty wash on his face, which is kind of weird because and none of the promotional materials that we've seen in the trailers or TV spots for the movie does he have a 5 o'clock shadow. So that's more of a Batfleck thing. So I don't know if that's just mispaint on mine or if that's intentional. I've seen a lot of these where the cowl sits up much higher off of the shoulders. I'm very happy that mine is flush with his shoulders and down quite a bit. I dig that a lot. I didn't have a chance to pick mine out. This came from Big Bad Toy Store, so I didn't get a chance to pick it. It does look like this eye looks pretty spot on, but this eye looks like it might be painted just a little off of the eye. So it's a little misprint. I do think I'll take some X-Acto knife to the ears, and they've got this kind of this little bulbous end on each one. I want to sharpen that a little bit and make those a little more pointy and less rounded. I do like that we got a soft goods cape finally. I understand that that's more of him being able to fit into the Batmobile, which I'm okay with. But just taking a look at the suit, man, it just looks really nice. There's some nice panel lines all over the suit. Looks really good. And unlike the Dark Knight Batman that we took a look at last week, this figure is all black. There's no gray tones. Now, I do like that there's some texture here on the thighs. So you've got some slick plastic here and then some textured material right here. So I do like how that kind of breaks up the sculpt. And the belt is more of a matte black plastic instead of the shinier plastic of the body, which I'm okay with. It doesn't bother me one way or the other because that's going to get painted gold anyway. But just going over articulation, Batman can look up pretty far, so that's really good. So you get him in some grapple gun holding shooting poses. He can look down all the way, but it does create a little gap here in the back when he looks down, but very menacing. He can crunch forward all the way, and he can go back. And thankfully these are on ball joints and not glued together like my Dark Knight Rises Batman. That was a debacle. If you want to see how I broke my figure on screen, just check it out right there. I did. He came unglued on me right on screen. As far as the arms go, he does have a nice butterfly joint. Probably one of the better butterfly joints I've seen on a McFarlane Toys figure, which looks really good. Arm can go all the way around. He can't really hit that T-pose. Oh, maybe he can. Let's see here. What's going on? Oh, pop that arm off. Not really. That's about as far. It looks like this arm goes out a little bit further than this one, but that's about it. He does have a bicep swivel at the top of the arm. He does have double jointed but pinned arms. Maybe that's something McFarlane can work on in the future, is pinless figures. And he does have a hinge and swivel at the wrist. He does have an upper diaphragm joint with a ball, so he can pivot and move all the way around. He can swivel at the waist, which is really good. He does have on what looks to appear to be a pretty small diaper, so as far as like he can kick all the way forward, which is great, and then he can kick back about that far. As far as his knees go, double jointed knees can go all the way back. He can kick his own butt, and then no boot swivel, no upper thigh cut, massive hinge and swivel and pivot at the foot, and then toe articulation. And there is a dirty brown wash on the boots. I can see it on camera, but without the harsh light and on my shelf, I can't really see it, so I'm not going to worry about trying to clean that off. I've seen some people take like acetone and kind of just rub it off, and it'll come right off, but you know what? I'm just going to leave it. I don't really care that much. As far as the hands that he comes with a gripping hand with a trigger, and then just an open palm, open fist, a gripping hand on this side. So let's see how well he can grip the grapple gun. He can grip it just fine, although it just looks a little awkward in his hand. That doesn't look too bad. Pretty menacing right there. And then he also can hold his batarang, which looks really nice as well. So let's get him standing up here. Move some of his accessories out of the way. I do want to go ahead, just in all fairness, put him on his base, and then we'll bring in some other McFarlane Batman figures to compare. So here we have the Dark Knight Christian Bale Batman that we took a look at last week. Here we have the McFarlane Toys Justice League armored Batfleck, looking really nice and sharp. And then, last but not least, let's bring in the Robert Pattinson Batman from The Batman. Of course, that is a custom cape. And I do have the Muff Toys head and hand set coming for Batfleck, so whenever that shows up, maybe I'll do a review and show it off. But that's how he compares to the other cinematic Batmen that we've seen recently. And I would say, because of his ears, he stands a little bit taller than all of them. He's definitely a lot taller than Batfleck, and probably more in line height-wise with the Christian Bale Batman and the Robert Pattinson Batman. But they all look really, really sharp together. Now, let's tackle that big old Batmobile. Okay, I apologize that I can't get this entire package in my review space. I only have a limited amount of space, about a third of my desk where I do my editing. But this is about all I'm going to be able to get in. This is a pretty big box. Right here on the front, it does say Flash, DC Multiverse, Batmobile. And then over here on this side, it says that it's 22 inches long and 60 centimeters. We just have logos all over the sides, nothing on the bottom. And let's see if I can get this turned around without knocking everything over and see what we have here on the back. I can't tell if this is actual toy photography or if this is a render. Again, we have the 22 inches long, and then over here on this side, fits most 7-inch figures. Figures sold separately. You can see that the cockpit slides forward and Batman's inside. So let's get this big box opened up and see how it's packaged. Okay, so here we have the Batmobile opened up out of the package. And again, I apologize for not being able to get everything in the shot all at once. If I back it up, you can see the front of the car, and then we'll just keep it to the side for right now. I know there's been a lot about this gray canopy. There's been a lot of talk about it, and I get it, and it's bothered me too. But I'm happy to say that for me, I mean, even under my harsh light, to me, it doesn't stand out that bad. Without this bright, daylight bulbs, flooding this thing with white light, just to the naked eye, it doesn't stand out that bad to me. It doesn't bother me enough for me to want to take it off, and then spray paint it or anything like that. I do wish the whole overall Batmobile was more of a matte finish and not as shiny, but I'm also not going to let that bother me either. To me, this is my favorite Batmobile of all time, and I love it. To me, it's super iconic. It just takes me back to 1989 and watching Batman for the first time, and I'm super happy to have it. So I'm going to take it as is, no customization needed for me. Now, I do want to show off that I do take the canopy up. Was I supposed to hit this button? Yes, I was. And slide it forward, that the card is inside the cockpit, which I'm having a really hard time getting out. And this, we could be here for weeks trying to get this out. Okay. It comes in a little baggie, which is nice. And if you want to read it, you can just pause it and read it right there. So I'm glad they put it in a little baggie since it was inside the car. You do get these two wings that go on the back of the car, and they are labeled R and L, as you can see. And we're going to go ahead and snap those on right now. You've got L goes right here. And you've got right goes right here. There you have it. So, sorry, this is going to be loud and messy and lots of hand holding and moving things around, but there you have a look at the front. You can see the lights and the turbine engine moving up. You can see that you have the panels for the guns. Now, I do wish that these raised up. I wish there was a mechanism where these raised up and the machine guns came out of each one of those. That would be fantastic. That would be really, really cool if they did that. Here is the button for the release for the canopy. You just press it down and it pops it open. And you can do two things. You can either slide the canopy forward like that, or you can lift the canopy up like that to access putting the figure in, whichever way you would like to do it. That's totally up to you. Nice detail work on the vents on the very top. I'm super happy that they give us some silver painted pieces here on the side for the engine, more panel lines, more vents and intakes. The wheels, I am happy to say, are indeed rubber. You can, I don't know if you can see this when I'm pushing in, but those are rubber wheels on a plastic wheel well. I don't mind the gold Batman symbols. I know that in the past they should be silver, but I'm not mad at that. I think it looks pretty decent. I also think it would have been really cool if they'd give us this back opening, you know, where you could lift it up, like the old Kenner version. You could lift that up and put bad guys in the back. You can see the exhaust, the jet engine thruster here, nice sculpted extra pieces for the tail lights. And man, this thing is incredible. It just looks so incredibly nice. I just absolutely love this, and I have no idea where this thing is going. Let's take a look inside the cockpit, because that's really nice too. I hope you can see inside of here. But you've got single seat, which I know a lot of people are upset about. You can see the inside with all of the silver panels and readouts and gauges, and the steering wheel does not turn, and you can see that there's even buttons down on the side of on each side of the seat, and even stitch work on the leather seat itself. So let's see here the best way to try to get our hero in. I've seen some people take this thing apart and customize it all the way down to, you know, adding lights and everything, and I do know that there are footholes inside the cockpit for the figure's feet to go in. But we're going to go ahead and see if we can do this, how easy this is for the very first time. So I'm going to try to tuck his cape down under his butt, and then just sit him down in there. And he sits down in there super, super nice. Now here's a problem. Look at this head. The ears are up above the canopy. So let's see if we can do this. Let's see if we can get the feet in those holes. We have to do this blindly because you can't see in there where the feet are. And let's see. Maybe if you tuck the head under, I mean, he is sitting down in there, but I don't know if his feet are down in the holes enough. Let's put his arms all the way down. It's so hard to do this blind, but if you see, his ears are catching it. That is so unfortunate. I wonder if we tilted his head back a little and got it underneath. There we go. So if you tuck his ears underneath this part right here, then you'll be able to close the canopy. Let's get his arms up a little bit higher. Now, I'm not even going to attempt to put these hands on the steering wheel, but we'll just put them up on the gauges. There you have it. There's Batman inside. Took a little finagling, but we got there. And then we just slide the canopy back, and it closes and snaps down. And man, this thing is absolutely incredible. I absolutely love it, and I have no idea where it's gonna go. It's got to go somewhere on my my Batman shelf, which is right here. You can take a look at it. It's going here, but I just don't know where. We got to figure this out. So, man, how are we going to do this? Let's get Batman posed up and see if we can even take pictures of this Batmobile on my little shelf space here. Oh, man, this has been absolutely incredible. Having this Batman, the Michael Keaton Batman, and the Batmobile, when we first heard that these are going to be released at the beginning of the year, everybody was hoping this is what we were going to get. And we got it, and I can't believe we did. It's super nice. It's super well detailed. I know there's been a lot of complaints about the gray canopy, but I think it looks nice. It doesn't bother me, and like I said, on my shelf, you can't even tell that it is like a darker gray. It just doesn't bother me, and I appreciate for those who it bothers. If you want to fix it, please do so. And there's so many different tutorials out there about fixing it and how to do it, but for me, I'm just going to leave it as is. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching this extra long video. There was a lot to cover, and I'm glad we got through it. Thanks for tuning in and watching all the way to the end. Please remember to hit that like button, the subscribe button, that bell notification icon, and leave us a comment. All these things just take a few seconds, and they mean the world to me and the channel. Please check us out over at Instagram.com/Saturday Morning Toy Collector. This has been the Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I'm your host, Mark, and remember, I will catch you in the toy aisles.